Jai Sanskar. In this segment, we are going to discuss about how metal and non-metal react with each other. To understand why metal or non-metal react with each other, let's understand about electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is an arrangement of electrons into a different shells. These shells are basically around the nucleus. In each cell, there is a specific number of electrons which can be occupied. There is a wisdom in this electron that they first of all completely fill the first shell, that is K shell, then they go for L, then for N, then and it is going to go so on. So there is only three kinds of the things, basis of which we can classify element to be a noble, metal or non-metal. If the outermost shell, which we do call as a valence shell, if this shell is having only 1, 2 or 3 electrons in this valence cell, then we call them as a metal. If there is a 5, 6 or 7 electrons in the valence cell, then we call them as a non-metal. And if outermost shell is completely filled or valence shell is completely occupied એટલે ભરાઈ ગયેલી હોય. So if outermost shell is completely occupied, then we call them as a noble. The example of noble gases are helium, neon, argon, krypton, etc. are the example of it. The outermost shells are completely filled. When we talk about the metal, they are having either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell. For example, sodium has only 1 electron in outermost shell, magnesium has only 2 electrons in outermost shell, aluminum has only 3, potassium has only 1, and calcium has only 2 electrons in their outermost shell. Next, let's just talk about the non-metal. For example, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, potassium, sulfur and chlorine. These all have either 5, 6 or 7 electrons in their outermost shell. So, if these shells are only requiring 8 electrons, then in that case, the metals would require either 7 to gain 7 electrons, 6 electrons or 5 electrons, which is very difficult. You are having only 1 rupees and you are asking for 99 rupees to someone else. So 99 rupees કોઈ આપવાના છે ને ઘટતો હોય તો એકાદ રૂપિયો આપે, પણ કઈ આખા 99 રૂપિયા થોડા આપે તમને 100 પૂરા કરવા માટે. તો આને શું કરવું જોઈએ? આ જે એક છે ને એને ગિવ અપ કરી દે. So metals have tendency to donate electron, while non-metal have this tendency to accept electron. Because કેટલા જોઈએ? 7 તો છે, only 1, easy to get 1 electron, easy to get 2 electron, easy to get 3 electrons. But જ્યારે તમારી પાસે 7 કે 6 electron ની requirement હોય તો એ બહુ difficult થઈ જાય gain કરવું કોઈની પાસે. So non-metals are generally accepting electrons. Therefore, they are always negatively charged, while metal have tendency to donate electrons. Therefore, they are positively charged. Let's understand this by a simple example of sodium chloride. In sodium's outermost shell, there is only 1 electron. So, the extra or excess charge, excess electron is we have written over here separately. Rest all are completely occupied. Chlorine have Let's understand it from this example. Sodium has 11 proton and 11, first of all there is 11 electron, but it is losing one electron. So now it has 10 electron. Electrons are negatively charged, so I have written minus. Plus 11 minus 10, it is going to give me plus 1. So this would have plus 1 charge. While chlorine has this tendency to accept electrons, therefore it is going to be a negatively charged. How? It is having 70 proton and it is having 70 electron. Electron have negatively charged, so I have written minus 70. And it is also gaining one more electron. So it is minus 70 minus 1. So it is going to be minus 18. Over here, plus 70 minus 18 is going to give me minus 1. So it is having charge negative 1. When these two combine together, this one is since positively charged, this one is negatively charged, the force which is acting between these positively and negatively charges is called strong electrostatic force. This force is a glue that holds sodium and chlorine together. These kind of compounds are also called electrovalent compound. There is no such a bonding is there, but we can say there is a very strong force of attraction between the aggregation of opposite charges. We can take example of magnesium chloride also. In this particular magnesium, there is only 2 electrons in outer motion. So it is required to give up this 2 electron and become plus 2, become positively charged. While chlorine can accept only 1 electron. So magnesium is going to react with 2 chlorine molecules and at the product of it, Mg plus Cl minus 1, but twice. Minus 1 to the minus 2. Okay? So the total charge of the whatever configuration which is made by this is always 0. Let us just understand more about the ores. The whatever element or compound that we get from the earth crust is called minerals. If any mineral have a very high percentage of one or another metal, then this particular mineral is called ore. Ore is a kind of mineral which is having a large proportion of a single metal. The metal can be extracted from this particular ore. Metal can be described as a metal of high reactivity, metal of medium reactivity and metal of low reactivity. Metal of low reactivity. The best example for this is Ag, which is a gold, Ag, which is a silver, platinum, even copper. These metals are considered the metal of low reactivity. It is having very less reactivity with another thing. Therefore, Metal of middle, metal of middle. The metal of medium reactivity. Zinc, iron, lead, etc. are the example of metal of middle reactivity. In the activity series, it belongs to the middle part of it. These metal has this tendency of occurring in its either carbide form or in their respective sulfide form. Zinc could be exist in zinc sulfide or zinc carbide. Same goes with lead, same goes with iron. High reactivity. The metal of high reactivity are potassium, sodium, potassium, sodium, calcium. Okay, these are the example of high reactive metal. To understand this, we can also memorize a series which is called reactivity series, which is given in your textbook. You can try to memorize that. That would be so helpful to you in your 11th, 12th study of science. If you are going to choose commerce field and you are sure about it, then it is okay if you do not go for memorizing it. Otherwise, please try to memorize the reactivity series. Okay? So now, let's just understand how to classify or how to extract metal from its form. So there is three types of metal of high reactivity, middle and low reactivity. The metal of high reactivity can be classified electrolysis. Metal of molten state. Molten state એટલે પેલાને પીગાડી લેવાનું, એના liquid form માં આવે ત્યારે electrolysis. Electrolysis of molten state and we will get a pure metal. Metal of middle reactivity. For these, we are going to need this could be in the form of carbide or sulfide. So over here, calcination or roasting. સલ્ફર ને કાઢવું હોય ને ત્યાંથી તો એને રોસ્ટ જ કરવું પડે, યાદ રાખવાનું. કાર્બાઇડ નું કેલ્સિનેશન, સલ્ફાઇડ નું રોસ્ટિંગ. કેલ્સિનેશન થી આપણને મળશે ઓક્સાઇડ, ઓક્સાઇડ માંથી મેટલ મળશે. રોસ્ટિંગ થી પણ ઓક્સાઇડ મળશે. ઓક્સાઇડ નું વળી પાછું રિડક્શન કરશું તો આપણને મળશે મેટલ. આ જે મેટલ આપણને મળશે એનું પ્યોરિફિકેશન કરવું રિક્વાયર્ડ છે. Next is metal of low reactivity. ये મળશે આપણને સલ્ફાઇડ or સલ્ફાઇડ નું કરશું